Hey guys, it's Elisa, and today I have my August to-be read list. So I didn't want to go ahead and add it with my July wrap-up just because that one was kind of long. It might not be too long with the editing, but as of right now it was, and I didn't want to put it together, so yes. So for the month of August, what I went ahead and decided, because I am super excited for City of Bones to come out on theaters ever since I found out that they had bought the rights to go ahead and make into a movie. I have been waiting forever. So I decided to make August Cassandra Clare month, which basically means is I will be reading a bunch of Cassandra Clare books. Does not mean that that is the only thing that I'm going to be reading, because that's not true. I have already started reading a book that I am going to finish in the month of August because I just started it today, July 31st. The first book that I will be reading in the month of August is Conquer Your Love by J.C. Reid. This is the second book in the Surrender Your Love series, if I'm not mistaken, or trilogy is what it's being called. This continues with Jet and Brooke's story after the big revelation of book one. I could not wait to read book two to see what is going to happen with Jet and Brooke and what is this whole deal with Italy. I'll just leave it like that. If you guys read the series, if you read the first book, you know what I'm talking about. That is the first book that I'm going to be reading. After that, I am going to go ahead and pick up Clockwork Angel. I have already read this book. I read it years ago. I read this book when it first came out, like 2010. I might have read it in 2011. I'm not too sure. I know that I bought it when it came out. I just didn't read it for a while. I remember when I read it, I did give it 4 out of 5 stars. I think because my expectations were too high. I think that's my own fault. But since I don't remember the story, like, I do and I don't, so I rather not feel that if I pick up book two, I'm like, what? And if I don't remember book one, what I would do is, like, go back and skim through the majority of the book, which I should just read it, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to read the first book, The Clockwork Angel. After that, I am going to continue the story, and I will go ahead and pick up book two, which is Clockwork Prince. This is the second book in the series. I don't know what it's about. I have been really good at not skimming ahead or trying to figure out what's going on, so I don't know anything about this book, but this is the next one that I'm going to go ahead and read. After that, I will go ahead and finish the trilogy by reading Clockwork Princess. And look, guys, I took off my sticker. I know that when I first bought the book, I had asked a bunch of you guys if I should leave the sticker on there, and I decided to take it off because I think it looks very gorgeous without it. So yes, and this one is like massive compared to those other two books. Like Clockwork Prince feels slimmer than Clockwork Angel, and this one just feels way bigger than the rest of them, which makes sense if it's supposed to wrap up the whole story. So yay. After that, I am going to go ahead and pick up City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And I mean, I've read this story. Gosh, I've read it a lot. I think I've read it like 3 times, and I've listened to it in audiobook like another 2 times. So I'm very familiar with this book. This edition, I have, when I first bought it, it was the paperback edition because I didn't, it was the, it was the book that I read after Twilight. So after I got back into reading, I read Twilight like a gazillion times. And then I realized, hey, there's a library and there's bookstores and you can read other things than Twilight. So I went ahead and purchased City of Bones because a friend of mine recommended it to me. Actually, no, she recommended City of Ashes, not knowing that City of Ashes was book two. But luckily, I found out that it was book two. So I had a paperback edition of it, and I read that one. That one has like my favorite quotes written in it and everything like that. After I started buying the rest of the books in the series in in hardback, I really wanted this edition in hardback, and it was very hard to find it because I wanted the first edition. If you guys don't know, when City of Glass came out, there is a blurb on there by Stephanie Meyer, if you guys have noticed it. So when City of Glass came out, there was that blurb, and at that time, Twilight, the first movie, I think, was already out. So when they reprinted these books, like the City of Bones and the City of Ashes, they changed the blurbs to all Stephanie Meyer blurbs. So like the first one, this one is by Holly Black. Yes. This one has the blurb of Holly Black, which is what my paperback edition has, and I wanted to have the Holly Black one because I have the Holly Black one in paperback. The City of Ashes has, I want to say it has Maureen Johnson, but I could be wrong. I will check and I'll leave it here somewhere, but that one has a different blurb from a different author. It doesn't have Stephanie Meyer either. So when I went to go see Cassandra Clare, when City of Glass came out, I drove to Austin to go ahead and see Cassandra Clare, Melissa Marr, Rachel Kane, Kelly Armstrong, Allison Noel, and Holly Black. Is that right? There were 6. Okay, yes, there were 6. There were 6 authors. It was like the Girls Kick-Ass tour or something like that. Anyways, the point of this whole story that I'm trying to get to, the day after I saw her, I went to one of my favorite bookstores that I've mentioned before, which is Half Price Books, and while I was there, I went ahead and found a first edition of City of Bones that has the Holly Black blurb that I always wanted, so I was super happy. I think this was like $7. Yes, it was $7, and I was like, oh, I wish I would have gone to Half Price before I went to the signing, because I would have taken this to go ahead and get signed. I only have City of Glass signed, and then I have book plates for the rest of the book, except for this one. But City of Ashes and the rest of them have book plates. So I have not read this edition. I can't wait to read this one and kind of bookmark my favorite quotes on here. So yes, after I read City of Bones, I am going to, because I know myself, I am going to be so in love again. I'm going to immerse myself in this world that I'm going to want more. So I'm going to try not to read City of Ashes just because I do want to go ahead and read the 5 books. I shouldn't say books. I should say the first 5 in the Bane Chronicles, because the 5th one should be coming out on August 20th. So after I read those, I will probably go ahead and read City of Ashes. Not too sure, just because one of my favorite paranormal romance novels series thing by Gena Showalter, The Lords of the Underworld, has come out with book 10, and the Lord of the Underworld series has just came out. It came out yesterday, Tuesday, the 30th. It's called The Darkest Craving. This follows Cain. He is the keeper of destruction. Oh, no. He is the keeper of disaster. Yes, it's disaster. Because everywhere he goes, something bad happens. Like, you guys are just standing there and, like, the ceiling starts falling or electricity starts, like, shorting out. So, the last time we see Cain at the end of book 9, he is trapped in hell. I don't want to say hell. I want to say like in between hell. Like there's, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I can't wait. I love The Lords of the Underworld. It's one of my favorites. So that book I purchased. It is on its way. Amazon went ahead and sent me an email today. So I can't wait for that. You guys will see it in a future book haul. I love the cover. So as you can tell from my August to be read, it is the majority of Cassandra Clare, which is my goal to go ahead and do just because I am super excited for the movie. I can't wait to get into the Shadowhunter slash Downworlder world. So yay! Anyways, you guys have a great day. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I've mentioned, or if you have any questions, or you want a review, leave it in the comments down below. I'll talk to you soon. You guys have a great day. Bye!